Hello everybody, this is Warpster77 tuning in to another video, and this one's a tutorial about the SMGs. I did my research, I am ready to talk. I did find very little on the PPS 43, but I found enough, and I have made jurisdiction opinions. I have played with these, all of these on the game, and the statuses are kind of wonky, but needless to say, we'll start it off with the M1 Thompson. You have heard my appraisal, my blessing to this gun. It is the painter, the chopper, I forget. I believe it was called the Boston chainsaw or something like that. Anyway, it was a very, very effective weapon. It would continuously provide excellent volume of fire. It jammed very scarcely. It was a close quarters weapon. It was a very standard weapon, not as standard as the M1, Garand. But needless to say, you would see company sergeants or evasive teams move into urban areas with the M1 Thompson. In World War II, it did have a drum mag, but it wasn't a 40 bullet. There was very few specific types. There was the 50 and the 100, and they were all heavy. You practically had the Thompson as a portable machine gun because, which we'll get into later about the machine guns, was most of those weren't portable. Now, as for the M1 Thompson, it had an enormous rate of fire. In the game, it has the same thing. You think it's a two-shot kill, but no, it pumps 8 bullets into you with a single little burst. So it's really impressive. As for its accuracy, it's pretty much jurisdicting into the game as well. It's very inaccurate at long distances. And it is a bullet hose. Now, I would definitely recommend this game to everybody who wants to be an effective powerhouse without using a shotgun and prefers to still have that volume of fire. Now, as for the MP40, a really good gun. It was a German submachine gun that you see in all the old movies. Indiana Jones, you see it in, I believe, Atlantis. You see it in a bunch of old movies. It fired a very unique caliber. It was like a .30. It was almost identical to the British caliber, but it was slightly different. Now, as for the MP40's damage, I believe it was about the same as the M1 carbine, except a little heavier caliber. Which I don't understand why the MP40 is so powerful in this game. But I would also recommend the MP40. It is an effective weapon. At close quarters, to a good medium distance weapon. Close quarters, yeah, you might get out-stumped unless you have the jump on them, but definitely for a good medium range weapon. Complete with rifles, if anything else. The Type 100. It is a Japanese remake of the Sten Mark II, a piece of crap towards the end of World War II because Japan was just running out of materials. The weapons they were turning out were horrible, especially the Arasaki and the Type 100. As for other ones that got passed on, not so much. But the Type 100 was definitely on one of the lower grunt things that you handed them garbage. It kept a low rate of fire. It would jam, it would break, it would sometimes combust. I just don't understand why it's so overpowered in this game because, well, it was practically made out of bamboo. But, yes, I do not like it. Prior being, it is very overpowered. Looking at the statuses, fire rate keeps up with the Thompson at a higher volume, which was not accurate at all. It was a close quarters weapon. It fired basically the same as a German weapon, MP40, the .3. Its magazine didn't even contain more than 20 bullets. It was very slim pickings with those things. Now, as for the Pupusha, this was a Russian weapon that was very famous in Call of Duty, the Finest Hour one. That's the only Call of Duty I'll ever play. And that one had a drum on it, but this one is the clip, and that it fires 9mm bullets, which proves that its damage is low. But the fire rate, it is faster than the Thompson. It beats it by 150 rounds a minute. The accuracy and range, it's pretty much labeled to the letter. You actually got something right on here, Lido. That the fact that it's basically as well put to the game as it is in real life. But here's the problem. Remember when I said there needs to be a reliability factor for jamming? The Puppasha jammed all the time because of its massive rate of fire. It would jam quite frequently, and sometimes if firing with the drum mag, the barrel would melt and overheat, which I also think would be a cool factor for like rapid rate of fire machine guns and stuff like that, the barrel overheating. I think that'd just be really cool, in my opinion. But on to the next one, the Sten. It is a 9mm as well, but I don't see why that would change the damage any if it's the caliber, not the gun. And that's what I'm trying to get to people. And it's not how big the gun is, it's what it fires. You could have a huge-ass machine gun that fires 9mm bullets and not even pierce body armor. But you could also have a small rifle that couldn't even fire the large enough caliber, like the PTRS. Needless to say, the Sten, it is a pretty standard weapon. It's a medium range thing, but I don't believe it could make cross-map kills like I've seen. It is bull. I get that its accuracy should be great, and I know it has really good accuracy because... Oh, wow, we lost. I know it has really good accuracy due to the fact of it working in real life with 20/20 accuracy, and some are still in production today. The grease gun... I think that's my hint to start moving on. It was not a 45 caliber. It was not a 9mm caliber. It was basically it was like a .338 round. Something along those lines. It did have a small rate of fire. It was a pretty effective weapon. Don't get me wrong. But it jammed. It was unreliable. It was rare to find. Like, you rarely saw any people use it. And it was basically modeled off of a grease gun that I believe, it was Remington that made those. Needless to say. The MP18. I thought this was a Belgian weapon, but I guess I was wrong. It was a German weapon used in World War I, which I thought was really interesting that I didn't know that. I do know that they are popular in Belgium after the First World War, as it says. And it is basically a German knockoff of the Sten. It basically is the exact same in the game, and I also would recommend this over the Type 99 if you're going for a Sten-type pistol. Now, the PPS-43 is an overpowered piece of crap. Here's the thing. When I looked up, I didn't find much on it until I came to Pulamont.com. And you'll be surprised how much of a failure the PPS-43 was. It was replaced by the Puppasha 41 all the way through 42. Now, this thing, it has ridiculous accuracy and range. It claims the range is low when it should be up here is what the game sets. If you want a sniper for an SMG, here you go. I don't recommend this thing at all because I honestly have a prejudice against like SMGs that can make cross-map kills. That's not what SMGs were for. If you're gonna make cross-map kills, get a rifle in your hands, not a piece of crap that would overheat its barrel. Now, I don't know about the magazine clip, but I know it was common for drums to be put in them, and the barrel would overheat. But that is all the time I have for this. If you want to learn anything, basically M1 Thompson, MP40, Puppasha's a good one. If you're a close quarters guy, Sten, the grease gun, maybe. And the MP18 and Sten are way better resolves than the Type 100. Please, for the love of God, don't ever use this. And this is Warpster77 signing out, and I will see you guys later.